What's up, comic and pop culture fans? This is James with Minhunter Comics, and today we're talking about unrealistic comic book goals. Before we even get started, pop down and below what is the most unrealistic comic book goal that you have. Make sure you're subscribed to this video too. We still have that entry for that second giveaway of a Ghost Rider 31 9.8. So what is a unrealistic comic book expectation? I'll give you one example. Trying to get maybe an Action Comics #1, the first appearance of Superman. There's a very finite number of them out there. They go for millions of dollars. It's a tricky one, let's just say. Another personal example is this weird crusade I've been on of trying to have the #1 Green Lantern collection in the world. Huge problem with that. You guys ever heard of the CGC registry? You can actually track who has the best collection. And the overall full Green Lantern run looks like, let's just say, I'm never going to be #1. I don't know who this cat is, but he clearly must have access to a time machine. He's got 9.4, 9.6, and even 9.8 of the earliest of the early Green Lantern books. Heck, some of these collections, it's not even about having the money. You can be super rich and try to swing for this stuff, but the stuff doesn't even exist. Some of these books, there are no 9.8s, not even 9.6s or even 9.4s of in existence. It's a weird thing for me to be chasing that #1 spot, fully knowing I can never really get it. So am I going to settle with being #5 or 6? Maybe. It's still an extremely impressive feat, to say the least. Unrelated, but we've got a guest appearance here. What's up, buddy? And what are your unrealistic goals? World dominance? That's a little weird. I'm going to put you down now. He's got a mind of his own, man. But I'm going to give you a positive notion. There are certain unrealistic goals that actually can be achieved. Maybe you guys remember on this very channel, I tried to get every last issue of Batman and Robin Adventures in 9.8s. It's like 25 runs, maybe 27 or 8 if you include the annuals. It's not easy. 9.8s, especially this day and age, are hard, really hard to get, and trying to get every last one is pretty insane. But I did it. I also managed to get a complete run of every single Nightfall issue. That's another extremely difficult thing to do, but I did it. It just took years. So all these unrealistic goals that I have in mind, my current new obsession is trying to get the entire Batman Contagion run with the DC Universe variant logos. Keep in mind, there's an extraordinarily limited amount of those suckers even in existence. Trying to get them all in 9.8. Yeah, it seems unrealistic, and quite honestly, there is possibly a cap on that. I mean, especially some of the ones that sat in the front of the bags. How many of those really are there left out there in the ether? That one could not come to fruition, but I don't know, and I'm going to keep on trying to get them. You better believe it. I just saw in a CGC highlight, it must have been 5 or 6 months ago, maybe longer, but some dude actually managed to get a full 9.8 sweep of every Swamp Thing book. That's pretty insane, man. I thought I was a stickler. That's commitment to a whole nother level. And you know what? I bet that individual, if he were here or she were here now, I bet they would tell you that that was an unrealistic goal. And yet they achieved it. So I'm just feeling all kinds of inspired, just looking at these things that I'm chasing that just financially and realistically don't seem to make sense. But you know what? You never know. There's certain books people say they're never going to even hold, and now they're proud owners of. I got messaged about a year ago. Some dude found at, I think it was a yard sale for dirt cheap, I might add, the first appearance of Solomon Grundy. That is one of my, not grails, but holy grails. It's one of those books that I want to own. I don't even care about the condition. And this guy just found it nice and easy. So those books are out there. They are obtainable. It feels weird saying that. They're not really, but hey, people have had crazier stories. I know plenty of people that have Hulk 181s. I actually do know somebody who has a Detective Comics 27. I even know someone who's got a 9.8 white pager of that first appearance of Punisher. I know someone who has an almost complete LB Cole collection. Man, these guys are making my collection seem like crap. The point is, when it comes to this hobby, it's interesting how the goals you set, fast forward 10 years from now, you might laugh at that you thought it was ungettable. I know people that never possibly think they're going to get a 9.6 or a 9.8 on an Ultimate Fallout 4, and just 5 years later, they've now got like a 9.2 of the first Werewolf by Night. If you make the hobby fund itself and you work the corners of the in and outs of this hobby, it's amazing where you're going to wind up. And you're going to enter the field of what you thought was frankly fantasy. Fantasy can become a reality sometimes in this hobby. Now, the problem is you got tons of competition. Everybody wants these books. But you know what? If you hunt it, you could get it. You just got to get out there and keep on hunting. The reason that's the whole point of my YouTube channel. You guys have seen me stumble on some pretty crazy stuff. And even though I feel like it's been a little bit since I've had a huge Grand Slam, I'm working towards it and it's gonna be around the corner. I just know it. I remember there's one video I had, it's actually like 2 years old, almost to the very beginning of my channel, where I talked about how collecting Batman is an unrealistic task because you can't ever get any of the early appearances. Well, you know what? You actually can. It's just financially deadly. But you can set those goals and you can actually achieve it. And sometimes you don't actually have to be a millionaire. You could just be patient and make sure you strike at the perfect time. So all these goals that we think can't be done actually can, if you're one of those people that can actually have a little bit of patience. If you're a short-term goal guy, you're going to probably be bopping around those quick flips and things. But if you're someone who's got some patience, man, it is amazing what you can accomplish. Look at this. I got a Green Lantern 1968 9.8. I'm amazed that there even are 9.8s of books like that. And yet, this is not my only book in the 60s that has a 9.8. Let me tell you something. 5 years ago, forget that. 2 years ago, I didn't even know I was going to have books to this caliber. But it can be done. I hope this comes across as inspiring. That was the point of the video. I did wake up so inspired today. I'm just in a really good mood. I don't know. While I'm in such a good mood, I should probably take my wife out on a date. But then I won't have money for comic books. Never mind. Don't tell her that. Speaking of unrealistic goals, I haven't mentioned it in a couple videos, but don't forget, once we hit 30,000 subscribers, someone is going to get the first appearance of Vision. It's not a perfect 9.8 candidate, but it's free and it's like a 5.5. Not bad, man. 10 years ago, I thought I would never even hold that book, and at this point, I've probably had it in my possession more than 10 times. I am so excited to see where my collection is going to be in 20 years. I play the long game, man. Where is your collection going to be in 20 years? Are you going to let it grow or are you going to fizzle out? Go for it, man. Well, I got to go prep for tonight's claim sale so I could get more money to put into my personal collection to make it grow, to keep making awesome content, and keep delivering videos on a regular basis to you. So before you leave, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I will see you at the next video. I can't believe I did that all in one breath. Whew. Bye. Make sure to come down to Sentiment Depot Antiques and Collectibles, where I'm set up with all of my comics, located at 238 West Delaware Ave, Pennington, New Jersey. Open every day except for Monday and Tuesday. Enjoy 10% off from Wednesday to Friday. See you there.